On 103.5 HD2.
Hey, 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 got the beat. You know, Kenny.
That's your beat juice.
I see that.
Okay.
Well, we start the podcast off with a picture of the person who is on the podcast. So when you go to the Facebook page, you will see your picture and say, oh, that's the one that I did. So we're going to bring all of us up here on the screen right now. Kenny, you're in there too. So don't be doing anything crazy because I know you. I know how you do. See, he has his Raisin brand up there. It's got to be, that's brand placement.
Yeah, it was, but I'm going to take it away now.
Okay.
Well, at least two of us
That's right.
used deodorant this morning.
You heard that coming in.
Good for y'all. You know, and look, don't get me started about this, Marsha. I mean, it's just... Did you not know? I mean, we've played golf together. Is that why you were always way back away from me or something?
I just love being in the woods.
All right. Well, here I'm going to take you out, Kenny. Kenny, you're out of the picture.
Okay.
It's just Marshall and me.
All right.
The two of us. Marshall is a Cumberland County Commissioner, and he has hopes and desires to continue that job next year in November. Well, first you got to get through the primary. You got a bunch of folks in the primary. First of all, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be most anywhere, but here is very special.
It is very special to be here in Studio One, and we're going to reach out to everybody who's running. We've reached out to some folks. We've had some folks on already. I talked with Greg West and a couple of other people. And so we want to give everybody equal time, get a chance to talk about your run for county commissioner. You are running at large.
That's correct.
And how many terms have you served?
I have served. I'm in number 5, and so we're headed toward number 6. We hope.
Now, at some point, did you take a break, or you lost and you came back, or how that worked?
Yeah. Actually, I took a couple of breaks. Somebody called me the Phoenix, I think, at one time, but I've come back a couple of times, and I've been at this off and on since I first ran for the school board in 1988. So I've been doing something about every other year for a long time.
It's something about public service, I guess, that this attracts you to it. What is it about that?
The opportunity to serve is very compelling, and knowing that I bring something to the table, and still feel like I do after all these years. There's so much going on. And the honest truth is that 90% of the decisions that Cumberland County Commissioners make is about money. And money's been my job for a long time.
And, you know, I want to bring that point up, the fact that you are a CPA.
Yes.
And when you hear the numbers that happen with the school system, not much different, I guess, in terms of the amount of O's at the end of it than somebody's household or business or whatever it might be, in terms of how you deal with the numbers.
That is correct. And speaking of schools, this year we were able to fund the entire ask of the school system. They were kind of floored, but we decided to do that. And on top of that, we pledged $300 million, toward the $800 million that they say they need for capital improvements and deferred maintenance. And that sounds like an appalling number, but I remember back in the 90s when I was on the county commissioners, the number for the school deferred maintenance was over $200 million then. So that $200 million back in the day probably would have bought what $800 million will buy today. So that number really hasn't changed. You know,
The number may have changed, but the need is still there. We've had some issues over the years in terms of deferred maintenance that has caught up with the school system and caught up with the county.
That is correct, and we pledged to make an effort toward that. And if they had $800 million in the bank, they couldn't spend it all in a year anyway. So we decided to go ahead and make a move toward that number, and it shows that the county is making its commitment. Now, don't get me started on what the state commitment has been. I think they have fallen off to some degree, but the counties is right there. All the counties in the state are there.
All right, we've got Kenny giving us hand signs because we got to move on to the next thing. But we're going to come back to you. If you're just joining us right now at 7:36, we've got Marshall Faircloth here, who is a sitting Cumberland County Commissioner who is seeking re-election. this coming, the primaries in March, and then the general election will be in November.
That's correct.
All right, we're going to be back with you and talk a little bit more about that, and also talk a little bit about taxes. Right now, though, we're going to take a little break and check out local news with CBS 17.
Good morning from the CBS 17 newsroom. I'm Bill Young. Happening today, we are expecting to learn more about the sentence given to a man who shot 2 Robeson County Sheriff deputies 2 years ago. Sean Locklear Jr. shot deputies Jonathan Walters and Kieran Locklear as they tried to serve a warrant. Both deputies survived but were seriously hurt. A news conference takes place at 10 this morning in Raleigh. A Fayetteville store clerk is in jail, charged in connection with a deadly stabbing. Officers say Chris Sewell died after being stabbed outside of a Circle K on Cliffdale Road. It happened around 4 yesterday morning. Police say he was standing outside the business when the clerk confronted him, sparking an altercation. Police charged Cheney Starks with first-degree murder. He's held without bond. Starting today, women have another option when it comes to health care in Fayetteville. Cape Fear Valley Health is now accepting new patients at the brand-new OBGYN and midwifery clinic. It's designed to improve access to comprehensive care, including gynecologic and preventative care. Cumberland County leaders say some women have gone without these services because of a shortage of providers. More than 190 tickets issued to drivers during a 2-day speeding crackdown in school zones across Cumberland County. Multiple agencies worked together last week, including Highway Patrol. The majority of the tickets were for speeding, with one driver being clocked at 89 miles an hour. Others were given for passing stopped school buses, as well as other traffic violations, which place students at risk. From the CBS 17 newsroom, I'm Bill Young.
After a very chilly start to our Monday morning, Monday afternoon will still be noticeably cooler with mainly sunny skies and a high of 51. Overnight will be mostly clear with a low of 29, and Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 58. It is a cold start to the week, but temperatures will climb into the upper 50s the next few days, but another cold front arrives by the middle of the week to drop temperatures back to chilly levels. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much. Right now, we've got 30 degrees across the board in Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and also in Grays Creek. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
My name is Ron Ross. I need your vote for County Commissioner. With over 50 years of service with the Boys and Girls Club, I will champion programs that support youth, strengthen families, and safe neighborhoods for all. I will support policies that encourage economic development and create good jobs, always putting people first. Vote Ron Ross for County Commissioner. Go to my website, ronrosscc.com. This ad was paid for by the committee who elect Ron Ross.
You've been involved in a car accident. What should you do first? A, go back to the hospital. B, call the claims adjuster. C, Google an attorney. D, none of the above. Answer, none of the above. Hi, I'm Dr. Nelson at Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic Centers. If you've been involved in a car accident and are still in pain, your first stop is Nelson & Nelson Chiropractic. We don't just say we care for you, we prove it in everything we do. If you've been involved in a car accident and are still in pain, the first thing to do is Google NelsonandNelson.com. That's NelsonandNelson.com. Schedule your own appointment. Be seen today. No waiting, minimal paperwork, and doctors and staff that put you first. Now take it away, Debbie.
Nelson and Nelson Chiropractic Center. We care for you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month, and for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Good Morning Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC News Talk 640 AM and now on 103.5 HD2 WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. Kenny, I'm gonna bring you in here for 30 seconds just so we can see you. Hey, it's a threesome. All of us are in here.
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir. Kenny.
2 of you there, 1 of me here. Studio 1A, 1B. Am I 2A?
And look, the point I want to make when you see us online on my Facebook page or my YouTube page is the fact that you are still listening to WFNC 640 and 103.2 HD2. So this is a radio podcast. It's a radio show. And thank you, Kenny. You're off the camera now. Go do what you got to do.
Thank you.
You're out gone. We've got Marshall Faircloth there. He's a county commissioner who hopes to be reelected to a 6th term, is it?
6th term.
Yes, 6th term. We were talking just before the break about the school stuff and the school system being funded. Kirk Deviere, who's the chairman, has talked about that, the fact that you guys have gone beyond the call of duty in terms of taking care of our school system, but there's even more that has to be done there. We still have this issue with E.E. Smith High School, and you guys, where are we on that in terms of what the school system is saying to you about what the need is?
Right now, county, excuse me, the only decision county commissioners have made is let's please do not put a new E.E. Smith on Fort Bragg. If we're going to have a new high school in the E.E. Smith district, we felt like it ought to be on civilian property so that there can be proper development around it and make a neighborhood better. And we can't do that on Bragg. So the commissioners did make that decision, although we really are not going to tell the Board of Education what to do with their money. I was on the Board of Education, and I remember how it was when commissioners would say this about education and that about education. But really, as a commissioner, I decided that my hallmark would be that I would not tell the Board of Education, A, how to run the school system, or B, how to spend the money. It's our job to get the money and let them make the decisions. That's what they're elected
for.
Well,
but the thing is, education is a big election plank that everybody wants to talk about. All politicians who are running know that hits at the core of the community, making sure we have good schools. And so even though you don't make the decisions on how some of those things are run, in providing the money or not providing the money, you have an impact.
That is the decision. For county commissioners, providing the money is the decision, and it's one of our biggest.
All right, let's talk about another subject here. You were one of the county commissioners who was for the event center, and then you changed your mind. Why did you change your mind?
Well, if you remember, that was during one of my vacation periods. I was off the county commissioners for 2 years, and the decision was made to put it in the courthouse parking lot. And I didn't so much question the decision because I thought that it was well thought out. But then when I got back on the commissioners, I kept nudging and asking, okay, what we're going to do about parking? And I kept getting the answer is, well, we're taking care of that. We're taking care of that. So I never got a definitive answer. And when I did get a definitive answer, it was, well, we're going to do a parking deck. And the pretext was that it's not going to be for the event center, it's going to be for a new governmental services building. So I got a couple of educations pretty quick, and I got to thinking through it, and I thought about coming out of that parking, trying to get into that parking deck and out of it at 10:30 at night after a concert. That's going That's not going to be any fun because I've done that at ball games I've been to. And I just felt like that, number one, we had plenty of parking. And why would we put a parking deck in a parking lot and take up more parking spaces? And it just became a fiasco to me. And I immediately turned against the whole project. I said, back when I was on the commissioners before, we were looking at this project at a $72 million cost for a new event center to replace the existing auditorium, and to renovate the existing auditorium was projected to be $55 million. So I said, well, for $17 million more dollars, we can have a new one somewhere. And I never contemplated where, but I contemplated a new event center for a lot less money almost than it would cost to renovate it. But all of that changed. And when you threw the parking deck in there, I immediately linked the parking deck with the event center, because you would not need a parking deck if you didn't have it downtown in the parking lot.
As a CPA, everything, I guess, centers around numbers for you. You look at things from a financial perspective. We still have some financial perspectives about the water in Cumberland County, and the fact that the folks from Faircloth Arena wanted to take 8 million gallons of water out of the Cape Fear, not put it back in, and put it into the Neuse River Basin. Your thoughts about that perspective?
It's insane. Why you can't take it out and put it back in the same place, I do not understand. The only reason you can do that is because you're going to benefit the people in another county. And the people downstream are going to wake up one day with just a trickle coming down the Cape Fear River, and that's going to affect everybody all the way to Wilmington. So I don't see how you can justify that in the state of North Carolina to benefit an area that's already overdeveloped and developing more versus an area that is somewhat underdeveloped that needs water. It's an insane decision, and we're going to fight it tooth and nail.
I think the other part of that is as a national defense area, because we're talking about taking 8 million gallons of water away from Fort Bragg.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Which is part of the argument. Let's switch gears a little bit here as a CPA, and let's talk about tax season. The fact that, there's been all type of national talk about no more taxes are going to be paid by seniors, or you're not going to have to pay taxes on your Social Security. Where are we in all those decisions?
Well, the Social Security problem hadn't been solved. The idea was to benefit senior citizens by making Social Security untaxable. And because of the nature of the way the bill was structured, they could not. Let me see if I can understand how to explain this. They could not affect Social Security without a budget bill that initiated somehow in the House of Representatives. And so the big, beautiful bill, so to speak, was not the conduit for a Social Security overhaul. They still want to do that, but what they did in the place of it was they gave each senior citizen a $6,000 deduction toward their Social Security. So if you are married filing jointly, you will have an additional $12,000 deduction if you're over 65.
And that is for this year, not last year.
Absolutely. That starts that starts for 2025. It'll be available on the return that you have to file by April 15th this year.
Okay. And so look, I'm under the impression or belief that if you're a senior, you shouldn't have to pay taxes on anything.
Well, I agree with you since I'm a senior, but
that's easy for us to say. But you think you pay your dues all your life, just about, and at some point, we should. Somebody should say they've done their share. Let's let the youngins take care of it.
Well, I had a tax professor in college that said, "True or false? Old people get a lot of tax breaks," and the answer was true, and still is. But we have generations coming along now that are going to have to pay that Social Security, so it's a no-win game. And as the baby boomer generation leaves this earth, the generations that are coming along are the ones that are going to lead this country and this world. And so we've got to take care of them just as like we take care of ourselves.
Well, I mean, but Social Security was never meant to be the thing, the cure-all for you to be able to live off.
No.
It was just one nugget in combination with what used to be a pension that you got because people worked at a job for 30 years and you got a pension, you got Social Security, and you got maybe some investments or something that you made on your own. And between all of that, you're able to survive. The problem is there are people who only have Social Security and that's it. And that they can't make it like that.
Well, I remember there used to be an insurance company here in town that their slogan was, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And if Social Security is your only income, then that's a tight budget, and a lot of people that's what they're on. And originally, I think Social Security, as you pointed out, it was meant to provide about 40% of your retirement income. So you had to, if you didn't have a pension or if you didn't have investment income, Social Security, you were cut down to 40% of your pre-retirement income.
Well, the unfortunate part of that, Marshall, as you well know, there are a lot of seniors who have had to go back to work.
Absolutely.
And you see them at Walmart, you see them at Lowe's, you see them different places, and I've seen some things online where it's kind of heartbreaking to see an 84-year-old guy who's got to go back because if not, he's going to lose his house.
Well, all I can say is if you've got to get up every morning and go somewhere, whether it's to WFNC or wherever it is, it's tough on a winter morning. And the older you are, the tougher it is. And so if you love working like you and I do, and we're still working, then that's one thing. But if you've got to drag yourself out of bed in the morning and your bones are creaking and it's cold, it's tough. So young people, if you're listening, plan ahead. Save your money.
Absolutely. Well, look, Marshall, we got about a minute or so left here. Wanted to give you the last word here. Explain why you want to run again. I mean, you don't have to give me a stump speech or anything like that. But you thought about this. I mean, you don't have to run, but you want to do it again.
My stump speech used to be the county is in the business of providing state services, and it costs money. I am probably the only CPA that has ever run for county commissioner in Cumberland County, even though I have a couple of CPA friends over the state that are county commissioners and are in other offices, which is hard to do both. But I think a board needs somebody with money experience and money handling ability. And I was a auditor for a municipality and some stuff at the county level for 2 decades. And so I have a lot of experience in accounting and auditing at the municipal and county level. And I bring that to the table, and that's why I want to stay there and go for another 4 years if the people so see fit.
Marshall, it's always good to see you and talk with you.
Thank you.
Look forward to heading out to the golf course. We, in full disclosure, Marshall and I play golf on occasion. He plays better than I, but that's okay.
Hey, that's not
sneaky
true.
Long.
That's not true
You're
anymore.
Sneaky long. Okay.
See you after March 3rd.
Okay. All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsany.
After a very chilly start to our Monday morning, Monday afternoon will still be noticeably cooler with mainly sunny skies and a high of 51. Overnight will be mostly clear with a low of 29, and Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 58. It is a cold start to the week, but temperatures will climb into the upper 50s the next few days. But another cold front arrives by the middle of the week to drop temperatures back to chilly levels. That's your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, you're doing a great job. Give her a raise. 30 degrees right now across the board. Fayetteville, Hope Mills, and Grays Creek. You're listening to News Talk 640 for WFNC.
Always first in News Talk for North Carolina. News Talk 640 WFNC in high def at 103.5 HD2.
Visit Valley Auto World Volkswagen for special offers on multiple models. Through February 2nd, qualifying customers can lease a 2026 Tiguan for as little as $289 a month for 36 months. Finance a 2026 Atlas with an APR as low as 2.9% for 60 months. Or get a $3,000 customer bonus if you qualify. For offer details, call 1-800-264-3212 or visit ValleyAutoWorldVW.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code COIN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code COIN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. Maybe you haven't heard about us. We're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless has you paying for more data than you might need. Why? They might want you to cover the costs of younger people who do use all that data. If you're not using the data, you're probably being used. We've heard time and time again that some Big Wireless customers get stuck paying hundreds and even thousands more for years and years because they think it's hard to switch. Not with us. It takes just about 20 minutes and you can change your plan anytime without extra charges. We use the same towers as the big guys, so you'll get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill.
Our plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hello?
Hi, it's Jeff at Big Bank. Did you want to talk about your retirement plan?
Nah, not anymore. I got the real deal from CoachPeteAcademy.com.
Excuse me?
Coach Pete D'Arruda, America's Wealth and Income Coach. He gave me a bunch of free classes and tips, and basically, I don't even need Big Bank anymore. I got lifetime income now.
Seriously?
Yeah, and it was all free. He even gave me a free book.
Free? Wow. What was the name of that website again?
Free retirement planning for the people. Available now at CoachPeteAcademy.com.
Good Morning Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays on WFNC.
Sugar, oh honey, you are my candy girl.
You're on the screen.
And you got me wanting.
I always got to let you know. Top of the hour now. We got national news coming your way, and we're looking forward to the folks from the City View coming in. We're going to meet the new editor of City View, Matt Henney. He's going to be here. Great conversation about what the plans are for the future of City View coming your way. Sharon Moore will probably be here with him as well. Right now, you're listening to News Talk 640 for WFNC.
Serving Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and the entire Cape Fear region. This is News Talk